Welcome to Marvelicious Toys. We bring you news and reviews of Marvel toys, statues, and more. Because not all Marvel collections can be bagged and boarded. They're not just toys, they're Marvelicious.
Here is Beetle.
Are these wasps?
They are. Yes,
wasp.
good eye. That was the first thing I noticed is I've seen these awesome wings before.
Because it was the folding and the fact that you can hide them kind of on her body and the back, kind of, sort of. If they'd made one longer than the other on the back, it probably would. Oh, you can kind of envelop them a little, slightly. So she can pretend that she's not a beetle. Do beetles have wings?
Yeah, beetles can fly.
Okay.
Dung beetles.
Dung beetles.
Yeah, the translucent wings, it's a reuse, but it's a really good reuse. They did a good job, though, reusing the female Buck here to give her a really comics-accurate outfit with the tank top straps and the thigh-high boots.
Yeah, and, it feels like it's reused, and I've been trying to source some of these parts, but I cannot find a female body that has this flared-out hip thing that goes around.
I don't think we've seen that before, because that's a very, 60s spacey kind of look. It's, if you notice, if you look at, the Jetsons, they had the flared on things like that, too, on their clothing. Don't ask me why.
Much.
Yeah, I don't even know why I know that, but it's very retro space age, like how we envision this future would be.
You're right, and I looked up the comic, and you're dead straight. That is a flare specific to Janice Lincoln's Beetle, so they must have sculpted at least that part.
Well, and then, the upper torso, I was thinking, okay, well, that's either, Scarlet Witches or maybe even Emma Frost. And looking at those, it's neither of those because they don't have those straps going up. So this is at least a little bit of a resculpting to put these straps on, if not a totally new upper torso.
Wow, okay then, I take it back. Good eye.
Pretty impressive for a figure that, like you said, at first glance, just seems like, oh, yep, here's a lot of reused parts with maybe a new head. But nope, looking at it closer, they've done a lot of work here to get this figure where it is.
And I like what they did with the color. Looking at the original comics, she seemed much more purple and black, as in a very dark purple, where she almost looked monochromatic in some of the comic appearances. But I saw others where it is a little bit more differentiated. It almost looks like navy and purple. Here, they've kind of made her a greenish blue and purple, and I think it really works well to offer color differentiation.
Yeah, I'm digging this opalescent kind of, purpley plastic and paint. And, since I always mention it when it doesn't work, I'm going to mention it when it does work. I'm not seeing a huge problem with the difference between green plastic with purple paint on it and vice versa. They've done a pretty good job of matching them up when they switch parts.
The only thing I wish they had done on this is given her wings more of a pearlescence. Just to kind of make them a little bit more shimmery. I mean, there's really good, very pale, purpley color that's translucent, but they need some, pop, and the pearlescence might be it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if they did that with the wasp figure or not. It seemed like they did have a little bit sort of a...
I thought she had, a little bit of shimmer to it, and that's what these need. If Arnie ends up with more than one, perhaps I will paint them with a shimmer for him. Because I will be happy with that. I like, and I have to give them props. I liked Wasp too. Anything that has motion that you can change like this that's different than just a regular articulation, I think is fun.
Well, I am ending up with an extra one of her and Jack-O-Lantern because of reasons we'll discuss in a short bit.
But yeah, these wings being the same thing as wasps, you can get a lot of different poses out of these. It's a really neat way they did this. With just a little bit of articulation, you can get quite a few different poses. And
Beetle is partnered with the other superior foes of Spider-Man, villain Speed Demon, who is like an evil version of Quicksilver, who himself is like a Marvel version of the Flash.
So you should have given him a different name, I don't even know, I can't even come up with something, but not the Flash, Super Fast Man. Okay, would you really like to know that in the 30s and 40s, there was a character called the Whizzer, Whizzer. I can't even.
I gotta run and take a whizzer real quick.
I literally can't. I'm done.
And he is the original Speed Demon in the 40s. And then when this Speed Demon came back, and yeah, so this character appeared as the Whizzer in 1969 and changed his name to Speed Demon after much regales of laughter for 12 years. In November 1981, he's like, all right, I'm not whizzing anymore.
It was a culture shift, man. What can you do? I picked a bad name in the 60s.
Or the 40s, yes.
Yeah.
But being that he is a runner, he comes with fist hands so he can fight, or Tom Cruise running hands.
The Tom Cruise run.
The Tom Cruise run. Beautiful.
Do you know it?
Now that you say it, I can picture it.
He
Okay.
runs faster because he's karate chopping the air.
Nice.
I can give you a demo in Comic-Con.
I think my brother runs like that. You can see that, like, it's in his head that he doesn't know how to run. So he gets his arms going, he gets those legs up. It's just like, all right, buddy, calm down. Oh, okay. What are we dealing with here? We're dealing with a Captain Marvel outfit.
Actually, Marjorie handed me, it said male Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I did.
And it looks like this head reminds me of something. I think maybe it's like, remember Budman, the cartoon character that Budweiser used to have back in the day?
Yes, it does. It also looks like Cyclops' long-lost dad a little bit with those glasses.
There you go. And he's definitely mugging for the camera. He's got a cheesy smile going on there.
That's the thing with Speed Demon, though, is he always has, like, this sense of humor going on, and, I mean, very cocky. I think they've captured that here.
Definitely. His head is the highlight here, because the rest of it is, just a repaint of actually the Ben Reilly Spider-Man body that we talked about earlier in this wave. It's the exact same buck with those double hinge shoulders that I really don't like, but you know what? They work here.
This is his comic outfit, but I like what Hasbro's done with it, with the metallic gold paint and the way his eyes are raised like those bug goggles and things. It feels like he is paired well with Beetle with those kinds of eyes.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually a fun figure. I had fun posing him. I actually did a shot with him in full-on sprint mode. I got a figure stand out, and he was able to balance. And, it's not a figure that I would ever put on, like, my top 10 must-have, comic characters in action figure form. But when they do stuff like this, I'm glad that they go all out and make it accurate and have fun with it.
But what really jazzes me about this figure, I mean, I like the figure. Mine has very clean paint, and with all the paint apps going on, that's something to say.
Yeah, especially with the sharp angles they have with the gold paint.
Yeah, and those are all really clean. And I wonder if that, again, was some sort of applique, because with gold foil like this, usually that's kind of a tricky color to lay down on stuff. Anything that's glittery or sparkly like that, especially in a clean line, because it wants to tend to bleed.
But what's made me want this figure for almost a year, because we first saw this at San Diego Comic-Con at the Hasbro Breakfast. And we saw with him his accessory, not the Tom Cruise hands, but Silvermane. And the story behind this is Silvermane, his head was detached from his body, and he's still alive, and they then attached it to an RC car.
Because of course, right?
I told you, this is a funny comic.
Oh, it's also, like you said, a very ingenious way of getting an extra head out there that you can pop on a chameleon body and get yourself yet another figure.
Yes, indeed. And the sculpting on this head is very good. I mean, it's easy to write it off as an accessory. The RC car, couldn't they have put spinning wheels on there?
Yeah, that's the part that's disappointing, is it needs wheels that actually rotate so you can zoom them.
Yeah, I like to roll a Hot Wheel across a table as much as the next kid.
Yeah.
But the head itself has some nice sculpting with the old man lines that I'm starting to grow myself.
You mean wrinkles?
Yeah.
They're not called old man lines or weathering.
I call mine weathering, damn it.
I am battle damaged. I'm trying to think what actor this face looks like. It looks very familiar, and I just can't.
I know
does.
exactly who you're thinking of.
Jack Palance.
Oh, right.
From The Legend of Curly's Gold and the first City Slickers movie, too.
And Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yes. He's a
That's
very
who I
scary
think this
man.
is like perfect for.
Nice. Yeah, I like you said, I kind of wish they would put a little more thought into the RC car, but that's really not the reason why we're getting this piece.
Thanks for watching this video. You can see full episodes of Marvelicious Toys with more collecting news and reviews at marvelicioustoys.com. We also have thousands of toy and collectible photos in our photo gallery. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, make mine Marvelicious.